Good afternoon and welcome to the FIBA Basketball World Cup here in Jakarta, Indonesia. Lebanon are taking on France in Group H. It's game day 3. This is the last game of this group play for both these teams. And first up, whoever thought we would be saying this? Shona Thorburn alongside Mark Clark. France 0-2 going into this game.
Well, not only 0-2 with no chance of going to the top 16, we'll play in the 16 to 32 category classifications. First time the qualification systems have changed, the format's changed, there's more teams. But definitely the first time this century that France have not been in a position to compete for the medals in the latter stages of a World Cup or a Continental Championship. Ironically, in 2006, a certain country called Lebanon beat France in Japan in the World Cup, and okay, that's going to be a major upset. But as Nicolas Batum said in the press conference, they have to look at themselves, not just the players, the coach, everybody from top to bottom, and make sure that they keep getting better for the Paris Olympic Games. Well, we're going to find out what the attitude is like during this game, because Lebanon, as they have done in every game, are going to see this as an opportunity to take on one of the powers of world basketball and give it their best shot.
I mean, if there's an opportunity to beat one of the best teams in the world, it's to do that right now against France. They're going to be down 3 players going into this game. They only have 9 out there. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But Lebanon as well heading into this game 0-2 as they lost on opening day 70-109. And then game day 2, they lost that game to Latvia. They lost game day 2 to Canada at 73-128. This Lebanon team, I mean, they were good. They made it to the semifinals of the Asia Cup. They have the MVP and that man right there. Sorry, not that man right there. Of the Asia Cup in Arakshi. He's had a little bit of a tough tournament, but this is the World Cup. He's going up against different competition and different strengths that maybe he didn't see at last year's Asia Cup. What can you tell me about a little bit about Lebanon?
What I think about the Lebanon scenario here is that we've seen flashes in both games where they can score. And what they've come up against in Canada and Latvia, teams who play great defense and have really tried to speed them up. If this French team doesn't come out with the right attitude, Alakji in particular is going to score. And he's getting a lot of support, and Spellman's found more of a game, and the whole thing points to an upset possibility for Lebanon.
Well, you said it, possible opportunity to upset one of the top teams in the world for the last, I would say, easily 10 years. If you look back at France and what they have accomplished in the last few years, obviously third place winners. Well, this is Group H action today. Lebanon taking on France now, and then we have Canada and Latvia coming up for first place in Group H tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're able, we now invite you to stand for the
and
national
those
anthems.
are the standings. So Canada 2-0 along with Latvia 2-0, and then France and Lebanon rounding out the group. Quick pause for the national anthems.
And now please remain standing for the national anthem of Lebanon.
Well, as Coach Vincent Collet and Jad El Hash shaking hands and exchanging gifts as well as the players. And like always, we have a third team on the floor this afternoon. And they will be coming right up. As you see them there, we have Mr. Glicic in the middle, Mr. Mikheyev, and Mr. Yurishima from Japan, Kazakhstan, and Serbia, respectively. So they will be calling tonight's, this afternoon actually, game here in Jakarta. Well, France, only 9 players suited up, Mark.
I don't think it's the number, you know, like 9 players, rotation, they'll be fine, but obviously Mustafa Fall and Rudy Gobert are not in the lineup, so there's no 5 spot. Nesoro is not in the lineup, you know, both carrying sort of injury issues. So on the inside, they're a little bit lightweight. This is, one of those situations. It becomes almost a like-for-like matchup with Lebanon. So be interesting to see if the French, and you could understand it, their disappointment will be immense. You saw the way that Nicolas Batum was in the press conference, absolutely devastated at the way that they had performed. So starting lineup-wise, Terry Tarpe's been like absolutely tremendous in his defensive effort. Nicolo, Yabusele, Fournier, and Quattaro's hardly played at all, gets to start with the injury issues on the inside.
Yeah.
It's not about the talent now, it's an understandable circumstance, enormous disappointment. And then Fournier, well, he's taken a third of every field goal attempt that France have taken. He's shooting 33% from the three-point line. A little disappointing for him, but he's tried to take a lot of responsibility, tried to lay a lot of the scoring responsibility for this lineup. I mean, I have to say that Yabusele in the game against Latvia was just one of those guys that perhaps if they'd have gone to him more in the fourth quarter, we wouldn't be looking at the circumstances that we're facing. It was absolutely unstoppable in the third quarter for Vincent Collet. And this is going to stretch Vincent Collet for all his experience. He's never experienced this type of failure with the French national team. 12 months out from an Olympic Games, a home Olympic Games. I don't doubt he'll steer this ship and really take the program forward, but you're going to find out a lot about France's attitude right now.
Well, first, they're looking for their win, but they're going to have to beat an inspired Lebanon team. I mean, they really have nothing to lose. And, you know, you said it, they haven't put together, in my opinion, a 40-minute game, but they've had really, really good stretches where you saw some good basketball. And right now, without the inside president of France, they kind of match up well with them. So, Spellman, Zinoun, El Darwish, Hadar, and Arakshi. I like that lineup. I mean, that's who they've been playing most of this tournament.
Well, that's a big scoring lineup there. They're the 5 guys that can score. Now, we've said, you said and I said in the last game, if only they could all score on the same time, in the same game. You know, Spellman, you saw it in the first game, how difficult he found the adjustment. Never been in a World Cup before, hadn't played with his team in a competitive game. The improvement from game 1 to game 2 was marked. He really was much more on the same page as the rest of the team. Looked like he was buying into the role. With Karim Zenon with his 15 points v Canada. Great performance. Didn't see enough of him, should we say. Let's put it that way. Didn't see enough of him in the performance against in the second game with Latvia, but they have guys that can score. They just all have to take good shots. And for Coach El Hadj, I think he's going to hope and believe that Arakshi's going to have a game today.
Yeah, I would love to see the MVP Arakshi that we saw last year at the FIBA Asia Cup. You know, that being said, it can't just be them. I really think for them to beat France, they need 3-4 guys in double digits, and they haven't been able to put that together so far in this tournament. So maybe today's the day. I know, you know, this is a broken down French team mentally, physically. They only have 9 players playing tonight. This is an opportunity to go ahead and get a win against one of the top teams in the world the past 10 years.
Well, you're right. This is like, I really do think this is when you find out what this French team really believes about itself. You know, Nicolas Batum with the experience and everything he said at the press conference, is going to try and lead this team today. Not in any other way, but get the attitude right, you know. And I almost don't like, you know, if you can't play, you still got to make a contribution. You still got to be that positive guy on the bench. We saw Porzingis in the Latvia game living every possession. That's what you want to see from the guys not playing. That you want to see him trying to help the guys that are on the floor. And as I say, we're going to find out what this French team is really about. And you know, Vincent Collet is going to really notice what these guys are about, because when they come to a home Olympics, the pressure's going to be immense. And he doesn't want people who are going to back down. He doesn't want people who are going to not put it all out there for this team, because the responsibility playing for your national team never goes away, whether it's a dead game or a game to win a gold medal.
And Sergio in the corner, I have KC here. Again, transition and share the ball. Transition, share the ball.
Well, you heard it there, transition and sharing the ball, as we saw the Tissot countdown clock, a minute left. I agree with you 100% what you said about France. You know, this is about how do you get up, how do you get excited. If you're France, you need your leaders to do that. And I expect, you know, a good performance, but more than performance, I want to see Batum be that captain that everyone knows and expects of him. He's not starting tonight, surprisingly, but maybe we'll see him come in more at the post position, post 4, I mean, maybe post position 5, just because they need someone like that. And like you said, I mean, the players not playing, like, hey, be a team. Be a team and support each other. So I hope to see some excitement from the French bench, even though they're not used to this feeling. You saw it, they've never lost 3 games in a row at a World Cup. Do they want to make history on the wrong side of history tonight? Well, we will find out shortly. Good afternoon and welcome to the FIBA Basketball World Cup here in Jakarta, Indonesia. It is Group H, France taking on Lebanon. France winning the tip ball. They find Fournier, their go-to scorer in this tournament. He gives it up. Yabuselle's shot is good. So nice little action there to start the game for France. Arakshi, though, loses the ball, and it's going to be kicked, so ball back to Lebanon.
Well, you like the aggression of the push early by Arakci. So if he's going to be having that type of intent, he's going to be a hard ask to defend. Really tough ask. Quantara to guard him.
El Darwish, he had that big first game, came alive late in the game on game day 2. Arakci splits the defense. How about that from the lefty? And great start. We saw him start well the other day and then sort of just drifted off. In my mind, he has to stay intense and aggressive 40 minutes. Fournier tries to the basket. Ouattara getting the start for France. That shot's off the mark.
France have gone jump shot. You know, Yabusele in the post, or be aggressive, get to the ring. I would have liked to have seen something more like that early.
Arakci, they're looking for the mismatch, trying to go into the captain. El Darwish almost turns it over, gets it out. Shot clock's at 6. Fine, Hadir in the corner. His shot back iron. Fournier with the rebound. Fournier easily down the key. And nice basket for him.
Much more aggressive. Why? You know, he's tough to guard. He's shooting something close, approaching 70% from 2-point range.
Nice pick and roll action, extra pass. They find Spellman. Maybe should have shot it himself. No, they get it to Arakci and his shot falls. How about that offense by Lebanon?
Wow, well, coach said share the ball.
He did. Maybe overshared it.
But yeah, I mean, I thought that was ideal for Spellman to get himself going. You know, Lebanon are here with intent. France have got to match that, then they'll be fine.
DeColo turns it over. Arakshi behind the back, he's fouled! And no good off the basket, but he's gonna off the backboard. Little fancy ball. Not ball handling, what would you call that? Just ball movement? As he's gonna go to the free throw line, and that was his little roll in. So good job by Lebanon last couple possessions on offense.
Well, Arakshi's got the opportunity to go 6 points early, and he's almost done it in bits, hasn't he, in the earlier games. He was sort of consistent for the first game. Second game started really hot, really aggressive. Put those two things together, he's a handful. And I really think that France are going to have to just match the effort, match the attitude, then the talent will see them over the line. But this is going to be a tough one.
DeColo is fouled, so ball will be out of bounds. France ball. Arakshi, I mean, he is averaging 6.5 assists, so maybe sharing the ball a little bit more than as the fans want from him, because we know how good of a scorer he is.
Yeah.
I think also they need him to score. Ouattara from the corner, so nice job. I think it was a 2-point shot.
Yeah, long two.
Zinoun, nowhere to go. Go inside. This is where they have the advantage against France, as Hadar just takes Tarpey off the dribble. France, you know, other than Yabusele, who's more of a 4, yeah, he's a big body, but he's got to guard Spellman. Hadar has a big advantage with this lineup for France.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying before. I think it's a like-for-like matchup game.
Well, he's knocked one down, that one in front of the iron, though. Tarpey on Spellman. Spellman goes baseline, comes back middle. Still one-on-one coverage. Tough fadeaway. Hadar there for the offensive rebound and putback. And Lebanon taking advantage of their inside presence in this game. Last few possessions as they lead 10-6.
Well, Hadar's, even though he's been up against some size.
Turnover though. Arakshi, easy 2 for him. So great defense there by El Darwish. Tarpey to Fournier. Yabusele. Ouattara. Baseline penetration, expert pass. Fournier's left open, feet set. He doesn't miss if he has his feet set. Arakshi though, no one picks up the ball and easily goes against DeColo, as Lebanon now playing good, aggressive basketball on the offensive end. They are up 14-9 with just under 6 minutes to play. I see you rolling your arms there. They have that 0 step now.
Well, it's a big hero step.
Well, let's listen in. I'm going to be interested to see what Collet has to say about this start from France. Well, just trying to motivate his players. We're going to see a substitution. Talked a little bit about the post-up, saying, hey, guys, you have to help a little bit.
Well, there's a real stark comparison. Arakshi's been down the gut of that defense every time he gets a chance. Hadar's been on the glass. They've gone post-up down the other end. Apart from that Fournier penetration that looked really aggressive and finished it, they've settled for jump shots, France. Every single possession bar one. They're literally trying to make jumpers, trying to shoot the ball. Well, Fournier with his feet set shoots a great percentage, but I don't know if that's going to be enough. They're going to have to get some variation here and get some more balance to their scoring.
France out of the timeout. DeColo's blocked by Darwish, not able to hold on to it, so it's going to go back to France. What a block. Let's take a look at that. Well, maybe a little bit of contact at the end, but from this angle,
Yeah.
It looked like a straight up and a lot of ball.
Yeah. I like the aggression and the way that he wanted to go. I also, Batum is going to really is showing that it matters to him. First man to pick the Colo up, that's a block.
Well, he said, you know, in not so many words, he doesn't know why they don't really have a cohesive team this year, and no one knows what went wrong. Let's say that, and he, you know, he mentioned we all, everyone involved, players, coaches, staff, people in the federation. Fournier from the corner, his three-point shot is good. They need to go back and evaluate what happened and figure out how to fix it, because they got a pretty big summer next year.
Yeah.
Ooh, and Darwish just blows past Fournier and hammers it home.
Wow.
I didn't know he had those kind of springs. Oh, and another pick by El Darwish. Yabusele's trailing, and he gets the block. But great job there by the captain following the play and picking up that blocked miss and an easy 2 points. Well, exciting game here for Lebanon as they're up on France. Look at this, that's twice now Fournier has turned the ball over in that area. But how about this block by Yabusele? Good job getting back, but an even better job. You know, DeColo, he came back, but a little bit too late. Who wants it more right now is my question.
Well, there's only one answer, isn't there? I mean, Lebanon, this is an opportunity. They're seeing it as an opportunity, another stop for them.
Spellman picks it up, ball's tipped, loses it, and now France, opportunity. They got a 4-on-3, 5-on-3, but they wait for the defense to get back. Ooh, Fournier, fancy move. Just not able to convert though, but I believe it's gonna stay France ball.
The thing that really, it doesn't worry me. It's not as if I'm worried about it in any way, but Lebanon have to play at a real consistent level. They can't get too high emotionally, they can't get too low. If they just play to what coaches asked them to do, they're in a great place. No one played any defense on that one.
No one played any defense. Rakshi picks his dribble up. Haidar almost loses the ball. Good job, Yabusele. And shot clock's winding down. And they turn it over, so nice defensive possession. And that's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul going against Lebanon in the reach-in. So Yabusele is going to get to go to the free throw line for 2. And the ball for France.
You know, like, why I actually 100% agree with the call, but I've seen multiple fouls in that way, where I agree with the call because there's no realistic action against the ball. All he was trying to do was to stop the break, but there have been multiple scenarios very similar to that I thought I'd worked it out.
Have we ever?
No, I do think, you know, like, and they communicate it really well, the officials. They say this is what we're trying to call, but there's been lots of mid-court fouls like that haven't been called unsportsmanlike.
Well, he knocks down one, and France ball, opportunity to try it or cut into this lead on this possession. Batum off to Fournier. Fournier step back three-point shot from rim, but they come up with a rebound. Okobo. Is gonna take Haidar, no good. And fight for the ball underneath, ends up in Yabusele's hands. And that's gonna be a kickball, so shot clock's gonna be reset and ball will stay with France.
You know, one of the real trends, if that's the right word here, is in this World Cup is the teams that move really well off the ball and move the ball.
Yeah.
France are still very single dribble focused. You know, the guy with the ball's trying to make a play. There's not a lot of options when hasn't got a shot. And the ball is, as I say, very much about the person with the dribble.
Ball gets into Yabusele. Cordinier gets it up to Francisco. Yabusele! Nice patience there by France.
And Yabusele makes a great timing on the cut, really waits for the defense to react and then just attacks and moves off the ball. If France just have to keep moving, they'll get good shots.
Oh. And Ali Haddad looks at his hands and can't figure out what happened either. There you see Yabusele's throw down.
I mean, out of shot. There was just no one on the help. And regarding the guy that didn't have the basketball, it was never going to get the basketball. It's one of those, I've never seen anyone score without the ball. Just...
France now setting up their offense. Francisco is left open at the free throw line, front rim. And almost a turnover, but it's going to stay white ball.
Yabusele's really approached this game in a good way. Defensively off, he got back to the block. He's in the passing lanes, trying to take responsibility. Really trying to lead.
Saud turns it over. Nice hustle, Kobo. Now Francisco. They got to be careful. They already got one unsportsmanlike foul for a similar foul attempt. Batum, Francisco. Batum, he has a mismatch. They go inside to him. And this time, a foul is going to be called, though.
So much, last few possessions, France defensively so much more active. And we talked about it in the last game. Francisco came in defensively, was excellent. His contributions with Tabney in particular defensively was a difference maker in that loss to Latvia.
Yabusele, that's his sweet spot, folks. As we saw him score, I would say minimum 9 points from that area just against Latvia. Arakshi.
Where's that Arakshi aggression? He seems to have lost it a little bit.
Kicks it out to Spellman. Spellman, shot fake shot, front rim. Cordinier comes up with the rebound. Batum sets a screen, they switch. Gets it back, corner three for him. Back iron. Arakshi, you mentioned it, hasn't been as aggressive. Ball's batted. Nice shot fake and shot by Darwish.
Well, it looks like they've got Darwish and Arakshi on the same page. Spellman looked pretty focused. They've had a good contribution already from Haddad. So what we said is just, can they now do it for 40?
They go inside, Yabusele with a mismatch, and El Darwish gets a hand on it. Francisco, nowhere to go. Tough shot, almost rolls in. Shot clock was winding down though. Arakshi gives it up. El Darwish left open at three, front iron Francisco. They're gonna hold it for one shot. And Lebanon, no fouls to give. Shot clock's off, 10 seconds left. They go up to Cordinier, and that pass is just a little bit too high. So they've given the ball back to Lebanon with 6.3 seconds here in the first quarter, as we see some substitutions for Lebanon as Ezzedine is going out, and they're bringing in the shooter, Gökçen. Well, foul. France actually has a lot of fouls to give, so smart call there. Gökçen, 29% from three-point range. He's a three-point shooting big, though, in this tournament.
Hasn't seen a lot of floor time, has he? He's averaging 16 minutes, and this is it.
And another foul. Rakshi was trying to say, hey, oh no, I was shooting. But the referee says no, foul was before the shot. So they have 1.7 seconds to shoot, and France still have another foul to give. Gökçen, he gets it off in time, but it is no good. So Lebanon got to feel good about their first 10 minutes of this game, as they are leading France 20-19 at the end of the first quarter.
Well, stats-wise, France 2 for 6 from the three-point line. When they've been aggressive, they've been much more productive. Good start though, Lebanon-wise. Took it to the ring a lot. Gonna get a look at those best plays of that first quarter. And Yabusele for France has probably been the highlight for them, both effort-wise and his ability to score. But Arakci came out really, really hot, really aggressive. Had 6 points early. And if Fournier had just done that for the whole of the tournament whenever he had the opportunity, his percentages will be remarkable, because he really does not miss when he's got his feet set. He got some decent minute rotation in that first quarter as well, which is good for France. But Arakci and Darwish, you know, both of them were productive, both of them were aggressive, and as Shona said during that first half, the role of Hadar is going to be fundamental to this. His ability to play on the inside and have an advantage, as he does often, is going to be absolutely key. If Lebanon are going to get, regardless of who's not in a blue uniform, would be a massive upset win. And they're giving themselves a chance after a really good first quarter.
You said it, Lebanon must be happy after 10 minutes, up 1 on France, as they are going to start this second quarter with the ball. Arakci. And no one really, not a lot of offense here for Lebanon. They're best when they penetrate, kick, share the ball. Yabusele now trying to defend Arakci, and he's somehow, he's crafty.
Yeah, and he gets it away with that left hand in an almost...
And you know he's left-handed.
And it's an unorthodox way of getting rid of the ball.
You don't expect it, I think, if you're a defender, as Francisco finds a Kobo, kicks it up to Batum. Oh, what an offensive rebound there for the putback. Cordinier read that rebound well, as Batum's shot was off the mark. Saud now. Back to Arakci. Spellman has the mismatch inside, and he takes it hard to the basket and gets 2. So nice start again to the quarter for Lebanon. We saw them have a nice big start in that first quarter. Batum gives it back up to Francisco. Batum, he's missed a couple. This time he gives it up to Cordinier in the corner, no good. Arakci. is blocked by Yabusele. Nice read and timing there defensively, and look at this. It's just a...
Just got going
You just
early.
timed it well. Darwish. Saoud off the rim as Verdinier just going for the rebound, runs into Arakji, so he's going to pick up a personal foul.
France are often switching. They could switch 1 to 5 with the lineups they have on the floor. But Spellman, for the first time in 3 games, is really trying to get advantage around the charge circle, really going deep on the roll. And they've got to find him. They've got to feed him in there because it's not his natural way of playing. You've got to reward him with touches of the ball.
Well, you said it. He's taking Batum off the dribble. Shot clock winding down. No good. He kicked it out. France. Yabusele showing off his skills. And they're going to call it a shooting foul, so he'll go to the free throw line.
Well, you can definitely pick any one of 2.
Yeah, it's easy call there for the referees.
But again, Yabusele, he's the guy going baseline to baseline. He's the guy getting out on the break. He really is putting in a shift right now. Played the whole game so far. Everyone loves to play. I know guys talk about being tired. What do you want to do? Sit or play? And Yabusele's out there really putting in a super shift for France.
You see his stats, 8 points for him in this game. Make that 9. So Darwish. Gives it up to Saoud, who gives it back to him. They go inside to Spellman. Spellman guarded by Batum. They find Darwish. Nowhere to go. Nice defense by France. Spellman, tough step back shot is off the mark, and doesn't matter. It's going to be a shot clock violation, so whoever it went off, ball will go back to France.
And the irony for Spellman is that when they don't run screens for him, he's guarded by Nicolas Batum. That's just too tough a matchup for him on the perimeter. He just can't get separation or be quick enough. So again, force France to switch, try and get Spellman down low with a guard matchup.
Kobo, ball's tipped, turnover, ball back to Lebanon. Arakji now back into the game for Lebanon. He got about a 30-second break, minute game time break. Calls over Spellman, and it's going to be a reach-in foul going against Okobo.
Spellman's fortunate, He definitely was going to hit there on that. The way referee's calling that ball screen, he's just going to make sure they execute that cleanly.
So Darwish. Arakji now. Gonna shoot it this time, and it's good. So he shows his range with that shot over the outstretched arms of Yabusele, and almost is no good. Oh, Arakji to El Darwish, so great floor vision, I guess you could say, by Arakji. A nice run by El Darwish.
And he really did tell him. You could see him ask him for it.
Batum to Yabusele. Nice roll by the big man. And court vision also by Batum there. Arakji takes Batum, and he is feeling it. And this is the Arakji that we all saw last summer.
Absolutely.
Francisco Shot's no good. Quick shot for France. Not sure it was necessary.
No.
And now Lebanon leading by 6 as Arakshi calls for the screen. Yabusele reaches in, and it's going to be an and 1. And what a first half for that man, number 20. And nice call for the screen. And this was his last basket. Nicolas Batum is an excellent, excellent defender. And he said, you know, it's confusing because we haven't played defense like we're used to playing. We're normally one of the top in the world. Let's listen into the timeout.
Le 20, il va pas nous marquer 40 points, les gars. Il faut bien que ça soit un bon petit joueur. C'est un gaucher. Quand on est autour, il faut aider. Il n'y a que lui qui joue. Il a passé tout le monde en vue à tour de rôle. Donc il faut faire quelque chose. Et à voir, Sylvain. Détends-toi, d'accord? Écoute pas Eli. Eli, ils vont pas jouer, mais fais pas comme lui, s'il te plaît. D'accord? Sois à fond. Allez.
You know, just before Vincent Collet got into the timeout, you heard Nicolas Batum saying, we go inside, we're good. We don't need to take the early shot. Exactly the point you were making on the Francisco 3. Why? It's not as if he's just made the last 2 or 3 and he's really feeling it. It's like, it's almost, you get from the outside, it looks like, well, I haven't had a shot for a while. And like when Yabusele has touched the ball, France have been really effective. Whether he shoots it or he's just moving on the inside, they've been super effective. Down the other end, just keep your guy in front of you. Arakchi is going past people. The tough running hook. Batum sort of got him going away and he made a real tough lefty hook. Well, he's going to make some tough shots. You can't give him the layup and the and 1 that he's just going to finish off here.
Well, substitution for France as Fournier is back in the game, as well as Ouattara, and unusualness by Arakchi there, and not able to convert the 3-point play. So France now. Ouattara. Fournier, nowhere to go, nice defense, skip, and it's a turnover. El Darwish, that's got to be his 3rd steal. And nice run by his teammates is Zenon.
Well, we said those 3 between them are their best scorers.
Batum left open in the corner. That's his 3rd or 4th miss from 3. They've all looked good, just hitting the front iron. And this is the 3rd game in 5 days for both these teams, though. Turnover, thought they had the back door. Fournier now. Euro step almost. Tough layup by him.
It's a good finish, great finish, because the defense never established any control of him. He has so many options to finish plays as well going to the ring.
Well, deep shot is no good, and it leads to that. Got to get back. Well, Yabusele couldn't finish, but Batum did. So nice follow there by Nicolas Batum. And let's try and listen in. I believe this is the first time out Lebanon have felt like they needed to call, so it will be interesting to see if Coach El Haj is going to do anything different.
It cannot be here. It's hard, okay? So let's go for this. Give me from motion down now. Hey! Motion down. Fist down. Ali here. Cross screen. Ali here. Give me cross screen. Be patient. If he's receiving the ball, high low. If not, give me continuation. 3-4 steal. Even when you receive Ali, Height.
Well, there's been all too little of that.
Yeah.
Going to the ring, being aggressive on finishing. Yabusele's been the major person on that in terms of getting rolls to the hoop, cuts to the ring. And he's been getting touches there, and he's really the only one that looks to seal and hold and make those moves. Now, obviously, France are very light at the 4 and the 5 with the injuries that they've got, down to 9 guys in the rotation, and they're all at the 4 and the 3, 4, 5 spots. The one thing that surprised me is the way that Arakci has just broken down the defense at will. Important now, coming out of the timeout, they get something they want on this possession.
Well, 4 minutes left in this quarter. They're still leading by 6 over France. And El Darwish is blocked. Ducolo saves it, gets it back. Ducolo to Fournier. Fournier's feet are set. Oh, that time he misses. Nice rebound, kicks it out. Ducolo, extra pass. Batum, again he's short. They haven't been bad looks by him.
Nope. And they're his looks. You know,
yeah.
That's what he really does do a great job normally in those areas.
Arakci. Zinoun against Yabusele. That's a tough matchup. It's going to be a shot clock violation.
And when France get back and can train and control the Lebanon, they struggle. They struggle to move the ball effectively. Without Spellman, they struggle a little bit to have any inside presence. Sadar's in the game, hasn't had a touch on the inside, but that's because France have got back and controlled them.
Well, Tarpe, one of our favorites back into the game for France. Yabusele has made his living there, but he gives it up that time to Colo. Baseline penetration, kicks it to Fournier. He dribbles, no good. Big rebound by El Darwish. And right now, if you're Lebanon, I mean, you're up 6, 2:30 left. Get good looks. Don't take a little bit of time off the clock, but not too much. Don't try and force the issue. Turnover, it's a 3-on-1. DeColo to Fournier. Ouattara, but how about this? Arakci, no one from France realized that cherry picker.
Well, Arakci just didn't move. He just stayed down after the turnover. Yeah, they got to be careful with Arakci's time here. I mean, there's only 2 minutes to go. He's going to get another spell off the floor. He is throwing hard as he goes to the bench. Spellman has had extended minutes on the bench at the moment.
Well, great defense there as Captain Ali Hader is able to get a touch on the ball, and then it goes off the fingertips of Yabusele. So ball back to Lebanon as we see Mansour check into the game. Gives it up to Zenon. Oh, but silly turnover. 3-on-1, Yabusele takes off. And nice little finger roll. So we're gonna have a timeout, Lebanon. And he called the timeout 2.5 minutes ago. They haven't played that bad, they're still up 4. But let's see what he wants to do in the last minute and 47 seconds of this first half.
You want people to be relaxed, right? He's frustrated and stuff, but they're casually throwing one-handed passes around the perimeter. They're playing France in the World Cup. They've got to be really precise. Let's take a listen to how this goes.
We do it. Most important thing, we have 2 minutes. We have 3 fouls to give. We have to play 24 seconds. Keep the rules in mind. 4 players back. 4 players back. We're gonna go for flash. Sergio. Mansour. AC. Boom. And easy. Okay? Flash. Mansour, we go. Take the good screen. Take the goal. Guys, Karim, come for the pick and pop. Be patient! Be patient!
You know, like, I'm not convinced that they have to really look for 24 seconds and stuff. They built this lead, they took good shots. They were aggressive earlier in sets. Once France get back and their defense is set, they're tough to break down.
Well,
Don't take bad shots.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, he said be patient, but I think you have to take your first good shot opportunity. Because if you pass up a good shot against a good team like France, you might not get another one in a 24-second shot clock.
That's exactly the point, you know. And without Arakshi in the game, I don't know how many looks you're going to get. Man, France smell a little bit of blood here. They're going after it defensively.
Well, they do have a foul to give as well, as we heard El Haj, coach from Lebanon, say, hey guys, we have a couple fouls to give. That shot's going to be blocked, so good defense by France. DeColo.
See that, and there's a great example of it. They moved the ball a bit. There's still 9 seconds on the shot clock. When he takes a turnaround jump shot, that's going to get blocked. I mean, it's going to get blocked regardless of, you know, who's guarding them. Never turn the defense at all. If things aren't broke, don't fix them. And they weren't broken at all. They moved the ball in transition. If they had looks, they took them. I really don't understand, you know, why Spellman sat down for as long as he did, but back in the game now.
Sellet, three-point shot is good. I wish we had a shot chart for all his games. This side of the court, he is excellent. Fournier almost comes up with the ball, but he doesn't. El Darwish is able to hold on to it. Gets it to Zenon, now back to him. They're looking to go inside to Spellman, but no good. El Darwish drives baseline. Spellman got to put up a shot soon. Mansour, he has to let it go. And they say, no, it was too late. So that is the 3rd shot clock violation. And again, I get being patient, but you still got to run your offense aggressively, and maybe you'll have a look earlier than at the end.
Spellman's only just come back in the game. He didn't take a shot on an inside-outside play. He probably should have put it up. And they can't win this game with Spellman on the bench. However frustrated coach gets with him for not taking a shot and end up with a bad one. Tell him or discuss it with him, but don't sit him now, because they won't win with Spellman not being a major contributor here. They don't have enough weapons when Arakchi's not on the floor in particular.
Baseline penetration, Yabusele knocked one down from that area before. DeColo now. Good defense, finds Tarpey. Tarpey has lots of time. They find Fournier in the corner, and he is gonna be fouled in the corner. So it was a great defensive possession, and that's an easy call by the referee. He hit, El Darwish hit Fournier's legs.
They had a 10-point lead, and in that period where France have come right back, apart from when Arakchi didn't get back, when he just turned it over, they haven't had a field goal.
Well, they got lucky. Fournier missed that one, and Arakchi now is actually down on the other end, but Ouattara realizes, so the same mistake is not going to happen for France.
Lebanon just aren't a half-court team, are they? They don't have either the individual options, or as a team, they don't seem to move the ball that effectively.
And Fournier makes the 2nd of 3. And that has tied it for France, as they have been down most of this first half. And their first lead in a very long time.
Yep.
Zadine. They're looking for the star, Arakchi, who has had a great first half for them. He's gonna have to let it fly, and he does. Well, look good from here, but that is not gonna count, folks. As it was right in front of us, and I had to quickly look at the referee. Let's take a look. Oh no. Yeah, that was, he was still dribbling.
Yeah, I mean, if they're not sure, they should have a look, but we know the answer.
Yeah. So no basket there as Ouattara knocks down the heave to end the half. Well, it was a very good 17 minutes of basketball for Lebanon and fell apart a little bit at the end of the second quarter, but they are trailing by one, 37-38. I think they had a great 17 minutes.
They had a huge 17 minutes. Everything that they needed to do, they did. They're 1 from 10 from the three. The Iraqi three was the only one they've made. You know, rebound-wise, they've competed well. Everything else is pretty level. Iraqi has 21 of the 37 points. He needs a little support, and one of the guys they need to get going is Spellman. Gonna get a look at the best plays of that second quarter. And, you know, credit France, they found a way to get back in the game. They found a way to be aggressive, and a lot of options going to the glass. Spellman, you know, in terms of the key players that were identified before the game, 16-2 in favor of Yabusele. At the end of the day, he's had 7 shot attempts. Spellman's only had the 4. And I think it's the fact that Spellman, who I think has tried to really play well, hasn't really had enough touches in the basketball.
Yeah, good touches. I do think maybe he's given up a couple shots, but not many, 1 or 2. But they were told to play with patience the last couple minutes of that quarter, and I don't think they're that kind of team. I think they still need to run. They still need to look for early offense if it's a good shot. Yeah. If not, absolutely have everyone touch it, reverse the ball a little bit. But when they are at their best, they are running, they are aggressive, as you see the fast break there. Arakshi to El Darwish, and can't really say enough about Arakshi. He's done what we've wanted to see from him all tournament.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, to pick up the point on the patience, it's all very well to say, let's be patient. Okay, so what you gonna run at the end of the clock? You know, where do you want to go? Or who do you want to have the ball? Don't just say be patient. You know, it's like, well, we'll run this. If we get something, great. If we can get something transition. You know, what is the end? What is late clock for them? Is it because at the end of the quarter, we just saw her actually just settle for a 3. If it had made it, great. He didn't, whatever. You can't just say be patient.
Right. Well,
and the other thing you said about Hadar, you know, a couple of post-ups early in the first quarter, didn't see it again. Yeah. And you can't play France in the half court and expect to win, regardless of who's in uniform. And I think they found a way to win. They've just got to go back to what worked.
Well, it's halftime. We will be back. France leading by 1.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are all on the same team.
We have the power to change lives through basketball.
Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Nunes has it, takes the ball screen, turns the corner, goes inside, gets it back, throws it down, Hernan Gomez. Aggressive, throws it down, Nunes with a great assist.
This is extraordinary, and it's a tough shot. Take something like that, what a pass!
A Doncic dinner party, Doncic to Toby.
And he's loving his own work.
Nice, a chance to lead the break. 2-on-1. Oh, what a block!
Yeah, Hollis Jefferson can create, so he's definitely going to put it up. The 3, he's fouled! You cannot be serious! It takes takes an amazing athlete to make a play like that.
O'Hare driving baseline.
Wow.
Two-hand slam this time.
Oh. Talk about some bounce. Kubion with his head up around the rim on that two-hand dunk.
Fernandez goes upstairs. Garuba. No.
Hanging on the rim.
And oh, finally, Antetokounmpo has something that he can brag about in the Bucks locker room.
All the defensive work, and Slovenia gets the ball back. Fantazi. Doncic slips past him, and it counts. Luka Doncic unstoppable through the lane.
And Fantazi, he did the right thing. Make Luka beat you off the dribble rather than just standing back, so he closes out. Now this is going to be capable. Just Shengalia doesn't quite get there, moving to his right, doesn't get there in time.
Now quickly, if you're not going to block this, oh, he does. Unbelievable block from Jackson. Kind of glances off the rim to Aguari. Nice bounce pass. Holy cow.
What a finish. He just elevated above everyone. Left-hand throwdown. That is a highlight for Hollis Jefferson.
Way in the flush. That is unbelievable.
These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world forever.
Well, it is halftime here, and a great first half for Lebanon, really, except for the last couple minutes of that half, as they are trailing by 1, 37-38. And we see the shot charts for, we saw Yabusele, and now we see Wael Arakji, 21 points, 9 of 11. And I don't feel like he's forced a lot of bad shots. He's taken some tough shots. He's made some tough shots. but he's just played excellent.
And he's not settled. 1 for 2 from the three-point line. He's been very aggressive. He's been getting to the ring. He's tough. He's got the advantage of a lefty at times where he finishes in a different way as such. But I just think that the starters that Lebanon had on the floor, those guys.
But it is a hard game, and I think you've seen the reaction by Batum. Maybe he hasn't been playing great, as far as, you know, yeah, he's missed some shots, but he is the guy. He's being a captain right now. He is trying to lift his players up. He's trying to get them excited. He's the first person on the floor helping people up. He's clapping hands. You can just see it. He is making an effort in a tough situation, and Yabusele, he wants this win. I think he wants this win. I think he wants to prove to you know, Coach Vincent Collet, he's someone that he can rely on in the near future as a go-to guy. Yeah, he's played big minutes for them. He's 27 years old. But I think he's also trying to say, you know, I can be the next person to lead this team.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing that, you know, Batum talked about, you know, transition, the new players, etc. Well, it's not just the talent and how they play. You need people to become leaders of the group. And if Yabusele's looking for that role, well, he's demonstrated that he could move into that role with Vincent Collet and be one of the guys that turns this around, you know. When you're faced with a bit of adversity, you find out a lot more about people. And I think we found out a lot about Yabusele in that first half.
Then you get the ball from Ali, okay?
Yeah, I agree with you. Let's listen in.
Which is well. You pass for Ali, fake handoff. I have book, Sergio KC. Backstreet Sergio, book, you go down again, you go to receive the ball. I want this action from backstreet. Line. Yeah, big pass, fake handoff. KC, you go Iverson. You go Iverson. So I have Ali. You go Iverson. Then pass, corner, Sergio backstreet. I want solid start.
Well, he wants a solid game. There is 20 minutes left. Both teams looking for their first win at this World Cup. And scan that QR code to get the World Cup app. We're not even halfway through this World Cup, and it has already been exciting. So definitely an app that you should get so you can continue to watch and follow the next couple weeks of this tournament, as we are a few seconds away from the second half. And same starting lineup for both teams as they started the game. Well, it's second half action and we are back. France leading 38-37, a great 17 minutes. And El Darwish, his defense today has been excellent. Fournier, nowhere really to go. Uses the screen by Yabusele. They go, they switched. Yabusele has Ouattara in the corner. And great defensive possession out of the half by Lebanon.
Excellent. No one wanted too much. No one tried to reach too much. Really did help rotate. Now they need a good one going this way.
Arakshi. No surprise that Ouattara is defending him, as big-time defender is Ouattara in the men's Euro League for his team. More of a role player defender. And they used the entire shot clock, so they were patient there as Hadar gets a nice little shot off. Ouattara's shot, front rim. Lebanon come up with a rebound. They're pushing it. Not really numbers, but they have trailers, and that man was one of them as he just gets all the way to the basket, and his second and one of the game.
Well, that's what we were saying earlier on, weren't we? If they got the opportunity in transition, just play in transition. Doesn't have to be that quick. France has really never got back and protected the ring. Super start for Lebanon.
Superstar.
Well, it's solid. Maybe super's better than solid.
He does play at home. I think he's a guy who would really do well in Europe too, though.
Yeah.
His style of play is what I mean, but obviously probably enjoys being home as well. Yabusele doing Yabusele things as the captain Batum likes it on the bench.
Tough. Can't do any more. Force the tough shot. That's all you can do.
Arakshi, the hot hand for Lebanon. Takes Yabusele out. And he's going to drive on him, and nice job there defensively, moving his feet. Staying between Arakshi and the basket, as Arakshi says, yeah, my bad, guys.
Spellman in a massive mismatch down low. If he doesn't get touches, he won't be a contributor.
DeColo, Tarpe, off the mark. Yabusele offensive rebound. They find Fournier. And that shot is like a layup for him.
Absolutely. Man, everything about it is great. Everything about it is right.
El Darwish goes baseline. France, a lot of switching defense here.
Well, they can switch 1 through 5 without the bigs on the floor, and very used to it.
And fumble of the ball ends up into the hands of El Darwish, and an easy basket for them on the out of bounds. So Lebanon now back up in this game. DeColo, three-point shot, rolls in. Is that his first shot attempt of the day?
Yes. But it's like the scout report says, if you leave him alone, don't go under the screen, etc., he will shoot it.
Spellman should have gone up almost, but I think he lost his balance. Arakshi is fouled from behind.
He lost his balance because Fournier did that nice job of losing the contact, yeah.
Pulling the chair out, is that what it was called?
Yeah, he literally removed the chair, and Spellman, to be fair, then held on and just made the pass. The best thing about it was, they only just get scrappy to attack the basket, and they didn't just settle for a bad three. They're still struggling from deep. The three-point line is not where they're going to win this game anyway.
No. Yeah, France only 28% from three in this game. compared to 10% for Lebanon, though. They go inside to Spellman, and Tarpe has to foul him from behind. So a nice look. He knew that they were switching screens, and a nice seal as well by Spellman. And that was almost a perfect pass. He led him, threw it right into his hands. All he had to do was go up. But he wanted him to finish. He was fouled pretty hard, though.
No, everything was good. There was enough space to throw it into, and Spellman, as you say, really held space very well. And at least they're looking at that option, because if you want Spellman to rebound, if you want him to run from baseline to baseline, he's got to get touches of the basketball.
Well, Spellman, you said he needs more touches offensively, and I think that's a pretty good start. As Hadar is going to pick up the foul. Even, I mean, just touches. Yeah, we'd like to see Spellman score more, but you mentioned it at halftime, how when he's on the floor, how well the team is doing.
Yeah, I mean, as I say, sometimes I think plus and minuses can be misleading, but they were much more effective when he was on the floor. But other people are getting more shots than him. I just can't understand it.
Turnover and turnover. Zinun, I don't know who he was passing to. Ouattara, easy two-point basket. Offensive rebound. Spellman's going to be fouled again. Zarakshi wants to huddle up his team and talk about things right here. Good job there by the big man.
I mean, the part of the issue, I don't know who was passing. Zarakshi was going down the side, but he didn't have to let go of the ball. Part of the issue for them is that Zarakshi's already played massive minutes. He's going to be very heavy on his minutes-wise. He literally played all but 2 minutes of the first half. He looks tired. It's not just a number. It's not just a number of minutes. It's the fact he's having to do a lot in every one of those minutes. There were a couple of possessions where they went down the side. He's sucking up water all over as often as he can. They have to find ways to keep him in the game. If he has to have and this is the other thing about Hadar and Spellman posting up or playing a bit big. You don't need to actually just go weak side with him. Make someone guard him. You can look inside with Hadar, because they do have the size to go inside against this French team.
I think especially right now with Yabusele going to the bench with his fouls, as we see Nessor and Fall on the bench for France. This is the time. Give Arakshi a little bit of a break. Keep him on the floor to occupy the defense. But I think they got to go inside to Spellman or Hadar right now if I'm Lebanon.
Absolutely.
Take some of the pressure off of Arakshi. Also, I don't think he needs to be bringing up the ball and wasting energy, knowing that he's probably going to play 40 minutes. Right here, high-low. Gotta go to the ball.
Yeah, and it was wrong side as well. They gave it the same side. Why is that not an unsportsmanlike foul? Hadar stood there, held his arm, and actually
told the referee to
I'm actually fouling him now, because that's what I'm trying to do. Great hands. That's a Lebanon ball.
Hustle plays. All comes down to little hustle plays. So Zinun there with a nice hustle play for Lebanon, and they're going to get the ball back.
And
just too casual.
And as good as a defender as Nando De Colo is, Zinon should be able to get the ball down the floor when he's guarded by him.
I think that's a good shot. Well, missed 2 opportunities, little bunnies, and a foul. He's frustrated with himself because he knows he should have made the first. He knows he should have made the second.
And the third.
And the third and the fourth. True, he was tipping it in. But he got fouled, As you see Arakshi's there saying, you know what, it happens. Hey, guess what? We're already in bonus and there's 5 minutes and 20 seconds left. We're gonna go into you and Spellman the rest of this quarter and try and make France foul us.
And you know, that's exactly the other thing. Spellman's got more touches in this half inside than he got the whole first half. Hadar gets it in the post. Well, France are now in the penalty already. And the other thing, Hadar and Spellman's definitely doing it. If they start to collapse, then give it back out, then let them shoot the ball, then let them attack a closeout. But the one thing they have to do is make their throws. You know, it's a game of very fine margins, this one for Lebanon. How many more chances would they get to beat France, you know, the number 5 ranked team in the world? This is one of them. They've got to take it if it's there.
Well, they've shot 88% on this tournament from the free throw line, but they haven't gone to the free throw line a lot in the tournament.
No.
Compared to some other teams, for sure. Fournier finds Batum. Saw him shooting them in warm-up at halftime, and that one is off as well. They're good looks, though.
Yeah.
Ouattara. Arakshi gives it up. They get inside. Nice patience, shot fake. Honestly, I think they should play 4 out, 1 in, and just whoever has the smaller French defender, excuse me. And another turnover by France and Fournier. Oh! Goodness me! Spellman with the putback. Fournier drives baseline. Tough shot off the mark. Tarpey tips it out. Batum gets it back to Nando. And another turnover. They get it to Arakshi. Arakshi says, I want to slow it down. Finds El Darwish. El Darwish, it's a tough shot. He had Hadar too. He put his hand up saying, my bad. And again, that's close to an unsportsmanlike.
The last two. If the one that was in the first half was called unsportsmanlike, those two are unsportsmanlike fouls. And he's going to challenge the foul not being called unsportsmanlike. So they want to check the...
He can, right? He can use his coach's challenge.
I'll be much more inclined to use it for an upgrade.
Anytime possible.
An upgrade? Yeah, you get 2 free throws in the ball. Than an out of bounds. Oh, let's take a look and listen in on the referees.
This one, okay. Yeah, full. Roll. Keep play on the ball. Normal. Trying to reach the ball.
Yeah.
Good. Normal foul. Yeah. Coach, after reviewing, coach challenge, unsuccessful.
He's just picked the wrong one. Picked the wrong one. Picked the one where he looked at the referee and said, I'm going to foul him now.
Right, right here, in front of us.
I still think that is an unsportsmanlike foul 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. 4 years ago, absolutely, that was an unsportsmanlike foul. Now we've noticed that they're saying if it is a real play on the ball, and they're saying he made a play on the ball. Yeah, he reached across the body, but he made a play on the ball. Well, 3 minutes and 47 seconds left in this third quarter. Lebanon back up with the lead, 42-38. And Cordinier gets all the way to the basket and draws the foul. So that's going to go against El Darwish.
And it's a nice move by Cordinier, but Lebanon have put themselves, and I think it's more than a 4-point advantage here. They've been aggressive, they've gone inside, they've actually used the advantages they have. They've given 3 fouls back to France here. The 2, should we say, decision to foul fouls as such, and that one. And all that was they just didn't play hard enough on the defense. They just did not play relentlessly, as you have to do at this level, to cut Cordinier out to the middle. They just gave him the middle. You know, it's a hard place to play basketball at the World Cup. If you're going to get a win, you've got to be relentless defensively. It was just poor defense at a time when they cannot afford to just be poor with their defense.
France with a little bit of full court pressure here and falling back into a little bit of a 3-2 matchup zone, it looks like, but they left Arakshi open, front rim no good. Batum with the rebound, gets it out to DeColo. Ouattara from the corner. Zenon, though, with the defensive rebound, and Arakshi's tired. You see him at the end of your screen finally coming in. Haidar goes baseline. Saud, Arakshi thought about it. Closes out, makes him go right. Nice extra pass and a big three-point bucket. They haven't made many of those for Gyokchun. I believe that's just their second made three-pointer in this game. They're looking for Batum. They find him. Batum wants movement. Ouattara to Tarpe. Tarpe nowhere to go. DeColo has to let it fly, and that's an air ball. It was saved, but it's going to be a shot clock violation, so another good defensive possession for Lebanon. Can you just watch Arakshi and how tired he is?
He's been like that.
But don't bring the ball up right now against a very, very good defender. I mean, Ouattara is on this team to play defense.
Yeah, absolutely right. Saud or Zenon, any of those guys could actually get the ball from three-point line to three-point line. Offensive.
And DeColo draws the offensive foul.
Marginal.
I think it was a veteran move there by DeColo. So ball back to France as we see a couple substitutions. Akobo in the game. Yabusele, who you and I have been a big, big fan of. And a quick other foul going against Lebanon, a holding foul. I didn't see the hold, but Zenon is going to be called for that, sending a very, very good free throw shooter to the line.
And this is where those unnecessary fouls begin to hurt Lebanon's attempts to win this.
Do you think part of that is experience?
Oh, I think part of that, is playing relentlessly at the level necessary to win, because they're not used to playing at, they can have moments and minutes where they're not at the same level.
DeColo goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. The French fans look a little nervous, as they have been all tournament long. France looking for their first victory. This French team was considered a medal team heading into this, and they were talking about gold.
Yeah.
Tough shot by Haidar is going to be picked up by Akobo. Akobo, Cordinier, he finds DeColo. DeColo fumbles the ball, but they get it back. And that goes all the way around the three-point line from one corner to the other. And then Cordinier is fouled on the cut. So a nice pass there by the big man to the cutter. Batum would have had a wide open three, and DeColo thought about passing it before he even received the ball.
See, again, this is, you got the quarter break coming up. Spellman's been sitting for the last 4 minutes. He could have easily, he only has the one foul, could have come back. He's going to get the 2-minute break. You could spell him a little bit more. They just need to stretch his time a little bit more than they are.
Arakshi is going to bring the ball up. And again, I don't think you need to make him use more energy, because he is someone, he's going to play close to 40 minutes.
Well, they also have, they don't have Darvish or Zenon in the game. And it's, you've got to be able to rotate those guys.
So, tough shot. Batum is going to be fouled on the rebound, so it's going to go to France. And you know, We know that France are going to be playing in the Olympics because they're going to be hosting the Olympics, but this could be an important win for Lebanon.
Oh, yeah.
If they can get a win tonight. We know that wins and losses move over to the classification games that will be happening in 2 days from now, not tomorrow, but the day after.
And the way that, because within the Olympic Games qualification structure, you have to have teams from different regions.
Yep.
So they're not necessarily competing against 32 teams for that qualification spots. They're competing against the other teams from their region in Asia. So this could be a huge win for them.
And not even that direct spot for the Olympics, where we know that one Asian team has a direct ticket, but it's the Olympic qualification tournament. To qualify for that tournament,
absolutely,
it will depend on how high this Lebanon team finishes out of the other Asian teams, correct?
Yeah, absolutely right. And then also, they get a win, it helps their ranking points, which will help them in draw. There's never a dead game.
Deep three. Oh, goodness me, what a shot by Saud. And I don't think really anyone expected that. Not a great offensive possession, but it doesn't matter as they retake the lead with just under 30 seconds in this quarter. Batum says, finally. Well, he's experienced enough to know that, all right, he hasn't shot the ball well, but he's going to keep on shooting. 1 of 6 from three-point range in this game for France. Arakci, though, he's got 5 seconds. He can get a lot done in 5 seconds. He drives baseline, and he's going to be fouled by Yabusele, who is exaggerating a little bit. The thing is, I think Yabusele is so upset because he knows that if that goes against him, it is his 4th personal foul. And you know what? In my opinion, I think they need him.
Oh, wow, yeah. No doubt.
We are. Thanks.
Let's take a look. And you know why Yabusele's saying what he's saying, because he didn't really feel like he hit him. But the contact that he had with him forced him further under. That's, I assume, why the official's going to make the call, because the contact had an effect on him going down there. And the other way of looking at it is Yabusele really should be going, hey, if I get beat here, I've got to rely on you guys to help me.
Okay, now, please ask him.
Referee talking to Koule there, telling him to
just talk
to your players, talk to your players.
Tell Yabusele, like, I don't, you know, he's only got 1 foul now to give.
Oh, Batum tips it out of the cylinder, so nice heads-up play there by Nicolas Batum. Well, they score 1. Not able to make the second. And Lebanon with a slight 1-point lead, 59-58. There's 10 more minutes left in this game. It's been exciting.
Well, 3 for 13 is a little bit better than 1 for 10, should we say, for the three-point line, and that neither team has actually shot the ball well, but both teams have been really effective when they've been the aggressor and going to the hoop. You know, look at the best plays of the 3rd quarter. And it's not surprising that Arakci, when he gets the ball in broken play, has the opportunity to get to the ring and finishes really well. I think at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, Lebanon just have to play for every single second of this 4th quarter. They can't give Fournier what you just saw there, the wide open look. They can't go to sleep and go underneath screens on Nando De Colo. That surely is part of the scout that they were given before this game. And if they can keep being the aggressor, yeah, they've got to be patient. Yes, they've got to make good decisions. But when they get the opportunity to get something quick and early that's a good option for them, they've got to be confident and aggressive and take it. They've also got to find ways to keep Arakci in the game, keep him, and that means others have to go and handle the ball.
Yeah.
You know, let him just walk down the floor every now and again. Let him walk down the floor, go to the weak side, and let them go to Spellman or to Hadir on the inside, because they won't leave Spellman alone. There's no way that France will help off him too much. It's not so much he shoots the three really well, but he really attacks closeouts so well. And then, you know, it's disappointing, if that's the right word, that Zanoun and Darwish got to play big minutes in this fourth quarter as well.
Well, Arakshi, he played that entire third quarter, I believe. I didn't see him go to the bench.
Nope.
And some big minutes for some of these players.
That's offensive. Players who are not used to setting ball screens, never time it right. And so we never came across and got set. He looked rushed. It looked like it was going to be an offensive foul. And with the quality of defense that France put out, it ended up being an offensive. It's not as if the referees don't call that way all the time.
Well, we have Okobo, Decolo, Cordigné, Batum, and Okobo on the court for France to start this quarter.
And guys like Ezadine, who's had limited minutes coming, have really got to do that. They've got to be so aggressive and quick defensively. He's not going to be in the game for a lot of minutes here. Hadir will be in soon. He's really got to work hard defensively. Nothing less than his best effort on the glass.
Okobo, nice little hang time there. That's another thing. I think, you know, whoever Arakshi is guarding, make him have to defend, because he is getting tired, and I think it'll be more tough for him down on the other end offensively if you're constantly attacking him, putting him in the pick situations on the defensive end. As we have Arakshi, Mezer, Spellman, Ezadine, like you mentioned, and Saoud on the floor for Lebanon. I agree with you. A player like Mezer, even Saoud, Ezadine, you need to go in and give this crazy energy, effort, intensity. Ezadine picks up his dribble, though. They find Arakshi.
Had a one-on-one opportunity, got to take it.
But he's tired. Arakshi has got to take it now. He does, somehow gets it to go in.
Why take the one-on-one when you go one-on-three?
He wants to make it more complicated.
He's a great scorer, absolute great scorer.
Batum now. Tarpe in the corner, extra pass is Okobo. Okobo's shot off the mark. Fight for the rebound by who else? Tarpe underneath the basket, but 3 Lebanon jerseys there to clean it up.
So impressive, Spellman, on the, you know, all the blue collar stuff. Rebounding well.
Spellman with a huge 3-point shot, and you didn't see it on camera, but his coach was yelling at him like, see? Shoot the ball, big man. Well, a great start here for France to start this fourth quarter. They're up 64-60. Let's see what kind of changes Vincent Collet are going to do.
Tout seul au lancer franc, c'est trop pire. D'accord? Il faut jouer, les gars. Allez, on est bien en rythme. Allez, go, allez, allez.
Didn't get to hear too much out of that timeout, but there you see the shooting percentages. Lebanon making a couple threes here in the second half, as their percentage was at 10% at one point during this game.
Get the replay of that tough runner with the left hand. And coach is right, Spellman should shoot the ball. But then you've also got to run you know, a little bit more so that he gets shots. You know, that pick and pop action on the three-point line, they haven't run it a lot, and they haven't run it where they get enough separation for him. I know we've been a bit hard on him at times, you know, fourth quarter points, but you know, teams might be that half a step slower. He gets that extra space on the pick and pop. He really can shoot the ball.
Can, and he has shown it all tournament long, but what I like is that when he needed to, he actually went inside earlier in this game, because he knew that he had a height and size advantage against a France team playing without some bigs tonight. So That shot's off, another opportunity, but Cordinier runs back and is picking up Arakshi. And now slow offense here by Lebanon as, again,
travel.
I think it's too long for Arakshi to have to handle defensive pressure.
And go nowhere.
Get in your set quicker, come on guys, give me a pass.
And also, like, he's been so long that there's 5 blue shirts knowing where the ball is, knowing where he is. He's got a little bit smarter. He's got to recognize when he doesn't have a shot, doesn't have advantage. Get it up, get it back.
Okobo penetrates, nowhere really to go, gets it out to Francisco, extra pass to the corner, and that high arcing shot is good.
When does Fournier come back? Because France really need him.
I would imagine soonish. Spin move, baseline, a little bit of hang time, no good, but a foul is called, so Ali Haidar is gonna go to the free throw line.
Well, you said right at the beginning of the game, Haidar needs to be a factor. And again, okay, he could have finished the play better. We get the replay, the extra pass. They're still a little bit static, France, compared to the Latvias in this tournament, compared to Spain on the perimeter. They're a little bit static and stand and wait.
Well, France. This isn't any territory that they have not experienced before playing for France. Not just talking about this tournament, because we know that they're 0-2 and they led for, don't forget, they led for how many minutes was it? 39 and 23 seconds or something along those lines. 39 minutes and a few seconds of the game against Latvia, and then Latvia took their first lead basically to win the game. Canada just controlled. I mean, at the end of that third quarter, it was over for France against Canada. But I'm talking about in years past. Tarpe's three-point shot, front rim. Francisco, though, fights for the rebound, doesn't get it, but he does draw the foul.
Yeah, Saoud held him.
How many times, you know, were they trailing at last year's Eurobasket? There's 7 men on this roster for France who played on that silver medal Eurobasket team. They're, you know, they trailed in the quarterfinals, they trailed in the semifinals as well, right? So they know what it means to be down and come back and win. I think this team just has a different cohesiveness, and they haven't been able to do that yet, and you know, they've struggled because of it. Okobo.
Tough. Well, I'm not sure. I'd like to see it again in terms of what contact there were. That's a tough finish. And there's no...
Well, it was a fancy finish, and it was an acrobatic one. Great hang time, excuse me, there by Okobo as he draws an and one, and maybe will put France back up. No, unfortunately can't knock down the rebound, so we're tied 65 apiece. And that foul actually went against El Darwish. I was worried it went on Spellman. I was like, he didn't move.
Definitely wasn't Spellman's foul. Lebanon have their best 5 guys on the floor right now.
El Darwish, penetration baseline picked off by Batum. Batum, Cordinier, easy basket, so a good job by France. And after a nice start to this quarter, coach of Lebanon, Jad El-Hash, wants to talk about it because he's not too happy about what he sees going on. Let's try and listen in.
We want to play the long offense, but not from 1-on-1. This is what they are forcing us to do. This is what they want. long offense to finish last 4 seconds from one-on-one. They're gonna put press. Let's go for a press breaker. Book. One. Ali. Sergio. Easy. Okay, pass, cut, reverse, and attack. When we pass, I wanna go from 44. So give me book. Ali. Well, Sergio doesn't matter who. I want AC. Second guy. Pass. UCLA. Back screen. Let your man ball. Ali, you have the ball. If you can make it, yes. If not, well, open, pass, again inside. I don't want handle. Pass inside, pass.
Well, Mark, he's still talking about he wants to play long offenses. And there's a reason why you and I are here and we're not down there coaching, first of all.
Well, no, but it's the thing we said before, isn't it? It's like, I don't mind him being patient. He wants to short. If he shortens the game and Arakci doesn't have the ball and gets a little bit more time to great. But what are they going to do down the end of that clock? You know, they ran the pick and pop once for Spellman. He got a wide open look. They haven't even looked at it since. And Arakci's just...
I think he knows that his players are tired.
Yeah.
And he's trying to... Right now, I would go inside to Spellman. Extra pass to Darwish in the corner. That's blocked by Batum. So good defense there. Spellman maybe passed up a shot as well.
It wasn't wide, but Spellman looking down the corner. He should, I'm a better shooter. I got to shoot this. Extra pass, great, yeah, but if it gives you more of an advantage, not when you're giving up sight, you should take.
Francisco, nice tip out by Cordinier. Okobo, three-point shot, no good. But Terry Tarpe there for the put-in. Gosh, he does a lot of little things that go unnoticed. He'll be going to Monaco next year with a few of these players on this French team. Ooh, Okobo almost comes up with a steal. El Darwish stuck. No. I think he said the ball.
He threw the ball that hit the outside
floor.
of the court, yeah. You don't want to check that one unless you know. The referee was really close.
Well, I think coach is asking if he can have a coach's challenge.
He hasn't had one, so there's no reason he can't to make sure the out of bounds, if he thinks the out of bounds is wrong.
See, the referees go to the, well, they are going to do a coach's challenge, so let's listen into what the referees have to say, and we will give our thoughts after.
So, coach challenge. We are reviewing out of bounds situation. Can we see? Show me. Okay. Go. 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 Not this angle. Not this angle. Wait. This one. Go. Go. White. 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 White.
Yeah, ball directed to the touch out of bounds.
Yeah, the ball was out of bounds.
Yeah.
So this, okay. So this is why you made the decision ball for blue, correct?
Yeah.
So after reviewing, challenge unsuccessful. Yeah. Correct. Blue ball.
Yeah, as I said before, I can't see the referee. As he said, the ball hit the sideline before it hit the French player. The referee is right there.
I thought it hit his knee, though.
Yeah, that's an interesting. They need a better
I thought it
angle.
hit his knee
On the way down.
Yeah, because it looked like the trajectory
There was a
of the ball.
slight change.
But
well, I think they've got numerous cameras to look at these things.
Yeah.
So
Francisco, Cordinier, Tarpe again.
Lebanon have to rebound. They've given up so many second shots.
Francisco, fancy moves, and a block is going to be called, so it's a three-point opportunity as we're seeing France now finding the bottom of the hoop, and what they're doing is they're yeah, they're shooting threes, but they're offensive rebounding, and then they're attacking aggressively. Already their 2nd and 1 of this quarter. So good job there by Sylvain Francisco. Arakshi gives it up. He's probably gonna get it back. Saoud, they run a little elevator play for him there. Uses the screen by Spellman, and how about that? Another turnover for Lebanon. Okobo looks back and says, I'm all alone. And another quick timeout by coach, though, as I think he either wants to give his players a little breather, or he is really worried about what he sees. 4 minutes and 33 seconds. France now with a 9-point lead. Let's listen in.
We got up 3 times. Let's do this one and go back very aggressive. I go again the play. No pick and roll. Pass the ball at overload. Give me Amir here. Well here. Daisy. Ali at height. After the screen. Pass the ball here. You overload Amir. Ali screen. If they switch attack here. High flash low. I don't want to see pick and roll on one-on-one. You can do it, tell me. Go against them. Fucking out. Box out. Come on, box out.
Well, you heard it. Doesn't want to see his players going one-on-one. Offensively, it's been a little bit of a struggle for Lebanon in this quarter. They have been outscored 6-16.
And they're going to sit Spellman down with 4:30 to go. France.
5 turnovers already for Lebanon in this quarter.
It's 5 turnovers, 4 offensive rebounds.
Yeah. But the game is 40 minutes. Lebanon played well for 30 of those. Arakshi well off. And it just looks like the athleticism, experience of France proving to be a little bit too much. Zinoun, his 3-point shot is good, and they desperately needed that basket. Thought they had more of a 2-on-1 attack the basket, but he says, no, I'm open here.
Yeah.
Nice look underneath, Cordigne, Okobo. Well, another and one for France. Okobo just attacking the closeout.
I mean, it's a foul. I mean, he kept moving sideways because Okobo went
sideways.
Well, made a change of direction. The issue was, again, they're just tired. I mean, we can talk.
They are tired, you can tell, yeah.
Yeah, we can go, oh, they should have closed out. They should have closed out better. They should have done better.
Well, how about that?
Well,
just a disappointing miscommunication. You can't let that happen.
Yeah, but France were like just, again, the 1-2 trap. They didn't even think about they might throw it long.
Well, we have a 2-3 zone here by Lebanon. Probably has something to do with their closeouts. That man just checking into the game. Shot is off. They got to get back, France, because Gökçen can knock down threes. They do. They go inside to the captain. Oh, the captain, nice pass to Saoud, excuse me. Woo, got excited. Nice and one, give and go action. Look at that.
And the
screen.
The scenario for him now is, one, they make the throw. It's got to be one shot. They cannot allow the offensive rebound. If they were tied, they can't play tied for 2:56 now.
Easier said than done when your body is not allowing you, but yeah, I know what you mean.
But
Batum tips it out to no one. Not sure that was the best shot.
No, not the best shot at all.
As his teammates are yelling at him as well. He says, I know. I was feeling it though. So they gotta, you mentioned it, they gotta get a box out here, Lebanon, if France doesn't score, but they're in zone. It's harder to box out in zone.
Oh.
Well, Akobo silences the crowd. And Lebanon, they're kind of freaking out a little bit, but Gökçen taking his time getting to the basket. Yabusele has 4 fouls, so not a bad idea to try and attack him on the offensive end, as he maybe can't be as aggressive as he normally is defensively. Kobo already knocked down 1, big 4th quarter for that man, goes inside to Batum, easy finish.
It's a smart play. That's not a smart play. I mean, they have fouls to give, but...
Well, that'll be the 3rd team foul for France. Just under 2 minutes here. And we have a 8-point lead for France. Saoud. It's a tough 3-point shot. Oh, goodness me. He shot that last one after getting his offensive rebound from the free throw line, and everyone kind of looked. That shot, I think the Lebanon fans were shaking their heads, but nothing but net is Saoud. So they have cut into this lead. They got to get a stop. Okobo, he has been the man for France this 4th quarter. Decolo, well off. They come up with the rebound. They get it to their superstar, Arakshi. Can they cut into this lead? It's a 5-point lead. You said, doesn't matter if you're tired, you gotta play like you're not right now, especially at the end of the game. Gökçen, Arakshi, plenty of time. They don't need to rush anything. And Arakshi is gonna get fouled going to the basket, so putting points on the board while the clock is stopped, not a bad idea. Nice strong take and an easy call for the referee to make. As you saw, he was that, look at that shot.
Well, if he makes both, it's a 1-possession game. Gotta make sure that they get a stop. It wouldn't be a bad idea just to show a little bit of token pressure, to take a little bit and try and ask France to do something.
Rush them a little bit.
Yeah.
He makes his first. And make that 2. France's biggest lead was 9 points. That was in the 2nd half. Lebanon led by 10, and that was all in the 1st half. We have had 10 times the game has been tied and 12 lead changes. We have just under a minute. Let's listen in to Coach Collet.
On met Elie de l'autre côté. Gershon, Simon est là. Là, on joue pour faire ma droite. Et Elie essaye de percuter, d'accord? On cherche l'agressivité. Gershon, ça peut être toi. Et revenez, les gars. Attention, Evan. Attention là, ils peuvent sortir fort. Sois prêt à donner la release, d'accord? Dès la première. Toi, tu restes là. Et sur le jeu à 2, tu peux venir faire ça, d'accord? Oublie.
Well, he drew up an offensive attack. Not sure what it looks like, as the camera is Dalton can't show that. But we heard him say you got to stay aggressive. Look at that. How many minutes? So we have our key player, energy tracker, Rakshi. He has been on the bench for 2 minutes and 24 seconds.
All in the 1st half.
All in the 1st half. That man is going to deserve an ice bath and a beer after the game. Well, no, they got more games coming up, so never mind. They have a day off tomorrow, but they still have, no matter what, there's going to be a couple more games for both these teams. both teams looking for their first win. France up. Lebanon, they need a stop. They're in zone. They find Batum. He shot fakes. Okobo, he's knocked down one this quarter. Off the rim, but it's going to go off White's hands. So ball back to France with a new shot clock.
All you had to do was rebound. All you had to do was do what they're doing when you're trying to teach people to play. Keep your hands up on the glass.
Well, Okobo, 0 points heading into this quarter. And he now has 12 for France, so a big fourth quarter for that guy. They're staying in the zone. Fournier, Batum, folks. Hasn't made a lot, but he makes them when they count. As Nicolas Batum with a big three-point shot. It's a two-possession game. Arakshi gives it up. Gökçen, he can shoot threes off the mark. They come up with the offensive rebound. Nice hustle and throw it away. And that might be the ball game, folks. As they go inside to Yabusele, and he says, it doesn't matter, we're gonna get the win anyway, and I don't need those 2 extra points. Well, it was a hard-fought game. And boy, do you kind of feel bad for Lebanon, because if the game was only around 35 minutes, maybe they could have pulled off the biggest upset in a long time for them. But no, they fall to France 79-85 here at the FIBA Basketball World Cup. France, what can we say? It was a tough game. They only had 9 players. Yabusele and Batum, I thought, were very good for France today. And statistically, yeah, Yabusele, we can talk all day about him, but I think Batum and his leadership and trying to get his men up for this game, knowing that, you know what, it's not where they want to be playing right now or what they want to be playing for, knowing that they're going to go to the classification section of this tournament. But hey, you know what, every time we play, we got to go out and try and get a win. It doesn't matter what we're playing for.
Yeah, you play for the shirt, and no one plays for the shirt harder than Nicolas Batum did today. Those 2 threes in the fourth quarter, absolutely crucial in securing the win. Gonna get a look at the stats in a moment. Opportunity missed for Lebanon, almost certainly. Did they have the chance to win it? Yes, they did. 4 or 5 offensive rebounds for France in that fourth quarter. Turned it over 5 times as well, the Lebanon. All the things that tiredness really needs you to. France only shot the 3 ball 27%, but when they got it to Yabusele on the inside, he was really effective. 23 assists for the French, and they just about won the rebound battle. And if 5 of those turnovers for Lebanon were in the fourth quarter, you saw the effect of that. Arakchi had 20 at the half, so he really did have to work hard for his points in the second half. Fournier with a really quite quiet 17, didn't play a lot in that second half. You can look at the best plays of the fourth quarter. And we didn't see enough of this from Spellman. Again, sitting down at the end of the game.
I still thought he had a good game. I just think it's only his 3rd game ever playing. And yeah, he was there for preparations, but it's only his 3rd game he has ever played for Lebanon. And, you know, every game he has played, I've been more and more impressed with him. So he is improving, and I think he's got to get more comfortable, more used to it.
Well, and he did a much better job at all that blue-collar stuff they always talk about. He rebounded harder, he defensively challenged shots so much better. But in that fourth quarter, you know, France, regardless of who's not playing, are just more used to finishing games at this level, because you weren't really sure what Lebanon were trying to do down the end of the game, and they were tired. At this level, if you are reliant upon someone like Arakchi, and plenty of teams are relying on a superstar.
Yep.
You have to find ways to keep them fresh on the floor, and he has to learn how to stay fresh on the floor too.
Yeah, I mean, I think easier said than done from our position and after the game, but I think during the game, don't have him waste his energy bringing the ball up the court. Have someone else bring the ball. Run him off run him off, you know, an off-ball screen, and then give him an on-ball and let him go to work.
Well, it's as easy as if you're going to try and be patient and want shots in the last third of the clock, don't give him the ball until the last third of the clock. You know, there's a number of ways to look at it. Get a look at Batum just knocking down the three deep in the clock, and backed up what he said on after the last game. Tremendous performance by him. His leadership role was incredible.
Yes.
Absolutely incredible.
Well, France with the win, so they now go to 1-2 in the tournament, and Lebanon 0-3. We have Canada and Latvia coming up next. Lebanon falling to France 79-85 here in Group H action. Well, thank you for joining in, and we will be back later. Goodbye.
Ça y est, le faisceau arrive les amis, on va pouvoir venir vers nous. Dès que vous me voyez, vous me dites. Parfait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.